I'd like to call a July 10th meeting to order. Invocation, please, Pastor Short. You don't have to run. It's all right.
Father, you are the Lord of the heavens and the earth, but yet you are intimately acquainted with us in a personal way. Father, you know our heart. You see our difficulties, our challenges, our joys, and our sorrows. I thank you, Lord, that you are with us. I pray, Father, that you would bless our leadership. I pray, God, that you would give them insight and wisdom, that you would guide the dialogue and the discussion. And Father, we just want to commit our ways to you in your powerful Son's name. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Here.
Trustee Horn?
Here.
Trustee Razik? Trustee Wilson?
Here.
Trustee Udris?
Here.
Okay, we'll move on to open to the public. Agenda items only. Please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you have something you'd like to talk about, please step forward.
Hi, I'm Lou Arredondo. I don't know how to go about this, but anyway, it was just a comment on swing night, how much fun everybody had, and we're hoping we have many more of those. Everybody there had a good time, and I'm just sorry more people didn't come out because of the heat. And I don't know who's in charge of the fest entertainment, but if you could please get the mood back. They were dynamite. Thank you.
Okay, we thank you for your comments. Anyone else for open to the public?
Hello. This Robert and Joanne Reuter. We live at 26005 Oak Road. We're here about the rebuild letter, and I'm really hoping that you would be willing to grant that letter so that we can get this one property sold. That would be most appreciated.
Yes, the property is part of an estate, and we're trying to get the estate settled. It's part of my mom's estate.
Just a question, what was the address for that letter?
The address for the letter is 25852 Chestnut Road.
Very good. You are on the agenda, and the mayor will call you up shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, please do. Anyone else for open to the public? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
I'll second.
Second, motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Okay, we will now move on to the clerk's report.
No report tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
There are a few things I'd like to talk about, but I'm going to let my trustees talk first, and then they'll probably cover what I want to talk about. And if they don't, I'll just kind of interject. So, move on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Good evening. And on the agenda, item H1 is the AccuBatch brine maker purchase. If you recall, previously at the last board meeting, this item came up, and it was approved to purchase the AccuBatch brine maker with the use of motor fuel tax dollars. However, in the processing of the required paperwork for IDOT, it was discovered that through a long, arduous process here, that the brine maker is not a motor fuel tax allowable purchase. So in just a quick history, was in February, the village was notified that it was an eligible purchase, and when push came to shove and the paperwork was ready to be submitted, we were told that it is not eligible for that use of motor fuel tax dollars. So what you have before you is an explanation of the same, and what we are requesting this evening is that the board, it would be a motion to authorize the purchase of the AccuBatch brine maker by Cargill in the amount of $27,995 with the use of road and bridge equipment funds. It will, I would like to clarify, it will overspend that line item, but we will not overspend the fund. So there's going to be some internal shifting. We will stay on track with budget. That is the request before you this evening. We're happy to answer any questions.
Could I have a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second? Okay, discussion,
I
if
have a
any.
question, Mr. Wallace. So the cost of $29,579 for this brine maker, is that something that is allowable from the Road and Bridge Fund? Because I thought that was a fund that only certain things could be paid
No,
for.
under road and bridge, it is allowable. Under motor fuel tax, it is not
I see.
allowable.
Okay.
Okay, and again, just for clarification, I believe the bid price, the state bid price is $29,579. Superintendent Crizel was able to find a brand-new piece of equipment at a distributor for the amount of $27,995, so even less than the state bid price on that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion?
Can you just, I don't know if DJ is here or not, or if, Mr. Wallace, you can explain what the brine actually is and why this is going to be a great purchase for our village.
Absolutely, and for that, I am going to defer to Superintendent Crizel.
Is he here? Yeah.
The Webster's Dictionary Abridged version.
You can hide, David, but we'll find you.
Good evening. Yes, short definition. I know we covered this a little bit, and you each had was given a pamphlet about the brine and the effects of brine at the last board meeting. But in essence, what this will do is this will help to activate the salt as we go out in the wintertime to salt, help kind of control some runoff into the ditches, into the storm drains, get that snow melting so there's safe travel, less accidents, things of that nature. It all kind of works in less man time, being out there, having to go once this product works. And because we can make it ourselves, I can make it for pennies on the dollar compared to if I had it shipped in bulk, even under the state CMS pricing. And so the payback is going to be probably realized within a season, just depending on how well we're hit.
Any other questions? If not, roll call, please. Thank you, David.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, H2, is disposal of municipal property. I have listed 4 vehicles that are up for disposal, and what we're looking for is a motion to authorize the attorney to prepare the ordinance for the disposal of the said property.
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you. If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Horn?
Thank you very much. I do have an item that was sent to me from Republic Services, and it reads as follows. On June 5th, 2019, Illinois Senate Bill 1939, the Transportation Funding and Protection Act went into law. One of the impacts of the new law, effective July 1, 2019, is to increase the state fuel tax from 19 to 38 cents per gallon for gas and from 21.5 to 45.5 cents per gallon for diesel. In addition, the law allows some counties to increase their county level tax on fuel. Under the collection agreement with the Village of Monee, Republic may increase the rate for collection based on the increased cost of fuel. We will notify you of the specific rate increase in a subsequent communication. The new pricing, along with the increased tax, will take effect on July 1, 2019. Thank you for partnering with Republic Services for your recycling and waste collection needs. Signed by Mike Henry, who is General Manager for Republic Service. As of this date, I know of no notification that we've received for an increase in the rate, but based on this letter, just wanted to let the public and the board know.
I did have a question, Mr. Wallace. So based on this law, what is the formula, and do they have a percentage that they can raise the rates by? Are we completely blindsided, or do we know what's coming?
We don't know the amount, but they are allowed to raise the rate under their contract with the municipality. And until we receive the actual amount and their calculations on how they arrived at that amount, it's hard to speculate. It would be pure speculation at this point.
Thank you.
And this is something then that would be charged to the village or us for that contract, not something passed along to our residents,
This is a pass-through cost.
passed through.
It is, definitely.
Is that it, David?
If there are no further questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to the officials' report. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
No report.
Okay, Parks and Recs, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, we have, as you know, we have a lot going on, and we've been pretty busy this summer. June 29th was the family swing dance. Thank you to our sponsors, Riverside Healthcare, Dr. Boggs, Bolt Field, Thrivent Financial. There was about 100 to 125 people who attended the dance and danced throughout the night or into the night. Coming up this Saturday, Kids Day, July 13th, well actually is July 13th, and is Monee's Kids Day from 10 to noon at Fireman's Park. This is a free event, no cost to the participants. We have free hot dogs for the first 100 kids, touch-a-truck, police bike rodeo, watermelon eating contest, and more. The event starts at the police department with a kids bike parade. Line starts up at 9:45, so be there promptly for the start of the parade at the police station. Thank you to the sponsors who made all of the events happen, and the last few events. Monee Department of Public Works also for their service and just going above and beyond the call. Monee Police Department, Monee Fire Department, Monee EMA, Monee Township, Riverdale Monee Immediate Care, Shoops, Rainbow Farms, Express Enterprises, and Better Built Lumber, and Dr. Boggs, and First Midwest Bank and Ozinga. So we're looking for input for the fall programs, or any programs that you may be interested in, any programs that you would like to see come to the village. Would like any kind of feedback as to what those programs are for those, so we can get it in the future and plan accordingly. If you have, you could see either myself or Director Diane Kroll, and also give her at the villageofmonee.org through the email or phone number 708-534-8302. Monee Workforce Center is available at Monee Fireman's parking lot. It's a mobile service that's going to be there. It began in July 2nd. It'll be there every Tuesday in the parking lot. So they requested to bring resume or resume development using Winway's resume software. You can post your resume, meet potential employers, 11 computer stations with internet access. Printer and copy machines will be available in this mobile unit. So job opportunities at the Mobile Workforce Center that'll be located in Monee's Fireman's Park parking lot. You can't miss it, big yellow coach-looking bus. Love Monee Blood Drive, Saturday, August 3rd from 10 to 1. Appointments preferred. You can visit the website. It'll be versity.org, VERSITI.org, or call 1-800-72-GIVE. And as I said, again, appointments are preferred for the Summer of Love Blood Drive. I believe that'll be it. So again, just coming up Saturday for Kids Day, just invite family, friends, neighbors, or just come with kids, out kids. Just participate. It's going to be to foster community, to get participation, get everybody involved. And also, if anybody has any kind of input, we're looking for feedback with the new programs, different programs going on in town. So, end of report.
May I make a comment, Trustee Wilson, on one event that you were talking about, the swing dance? Let me just reiterate a couple things. A couple of the goals we had for that event are, number one, it was an all-ages event, and I think there was young and old alike. Number two, obviously for the residents of Monee, but also a destination event to bring people who have maybe never been in Monee to come out to that event. And that was fulfilled too, because when people see our village and see the improvements we've made, hopefully they will say, hey, this might be a nice place to settle down. And I do know of one young person who was at that event who just bought a house in Monee. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Finance, Trustee Blue.
Thank you, Mayor. A short report this evening. We did meet, the Beautification Committee met this evening to talk about, would you believe, the holiday decorating competition. So we did want to get ahead of that this year because we were kind of behind on it last year, but we do have plans in motion for that. We also talked about using some of our budget line item to help renew one of the village signs. So we're looking at sprucing one of those up. We're waiting for some designs and quotes to choose from, but we're really excited about that also. And that was really all we discussed today. We're very excited about the Beautification Committee. We do want to generate and sponsor a spirit of community in every event that we take part in, and certainly welcome anybody's input, and the meetings are always open to the public. So that was our Beautification Committee. We will be meeting this coming Monday, the 15th of July, to review the video gaming ordinance. That's a task set to the Finance Committee by our mayor. He asked us to review the ordinance, and we have 4 Mondays put aside. This coming Monday is the first one at 6 o'clock for the Finance Committee, all trustees, and of course any members of the public to review this ordinance. And then we have put 3 more Mondays aside to do the same should we need them. Again, this coming Monday, 6 o'clock for a review of that video gaming ordinance. End of report.
Thank you, Janet. We'll move on to Economic Development, Trustee Racick.
No report tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I'll move to Building Services, Trustee Uders.
Okay, a couple of things here. Northern Builders, which has a new building being constructed at 26051 South Cleveland, put in a request to increase the size of their building by approximately 25,000 square feet. This addition would extend to the south side of that complex, and we're anticipating the paperwork for that being turned in by the end of the week. Amazon On Demand that we talked about at the last board meeting did get their occupancy permit for the office portion of that building, so things are moving forward there. Thornton's was issued a mass grading permit, and work began there on Monday, with the building permit anticipated to be released somewhere around July 15th. And just a recap for the month of June, Building Services issued 60 building permits with a permit value of approximately $503,213. Gives a good indication of how well our town is growing. 7 homes have been scheduled for resale inspections, and just a general reminder that rental registrations and inspection fees are due August 1st, with inspections to be scheduled no later than September 15th. And all current landlords should have received renewal statements in the mail and are asked to please make corrections where needed on the sheets and submit their payments promptly. End of report.
Thank you, Scott. Move on to public safety. Trustee Gonzalez.
Got 3 points tonight. First thing to bring up is our National Night Out. Everybody knows what National Night Out is, right? And I want to, again, highlight what MPD is doing. This is the first time ever that Monee is participating in the National Night Out, and it's going to be held at the Monee Reservoir in the evening of August 6th. So be on the lookout for more details on that. So this is a nice night or evening for all of us to get to the Monee Reservoir and enjoy some programs at the reservoir and its beauty too. And on August 6th, on August 2nd, Friday, August 2nd, Monee and Beecher PD will be partnering with Labus for a wine tasting to raise funds for Special Olympics. So again, year-round endeavor for our police department there. And just to let everybody know, the Blue Eye camera that was made possible by donations for the community and corporate is on order and should be delivered from New York very soon. End of report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. I just want to mention something that it's very important. I don't know how many of us are aware, but Shoups got broken into twice. Crime is on the uphill side in all the communities around here. And I'm asking you guys, I see so many garage doors wide open. They'll walk right into your house. These people are bold, and they like to do it at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Please lock your cars, close your garage doors, lock your doors. Let's be safe. Let's not invite crime. Scott's got his hands full, as far as I'm concerned.
Indeed.
Heidi, I didn't know if you were going to say anything about it. That's as far as I'll go with that. Thank you all very much. We'll move on to the attorney's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. I got one item for the board's consideration. The item is an ordinance amending Title I, Chapter 10, Section 2. It's up for the board's review and consideration.
Could I have a motion on that, please?
Do I have that?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion.
I have some questions. First of all, has this been up in front of the board before? This particular,
Ordinance?
the alterations, the amendments?
ma'am.
No.
No.
So this is the first time we've been discussing it.
Yes, ma'am.
What this will actually mean will be an increase in fuel tax to anybody driving through the village, is that correct?
Well, it's an increase in the fuel tax, correct, from 3 cents. But anybody who purchases fuel, whether it be diesel, leaded, unleaded, yeah, it's uniform. So if someone wants to purchase in Monee, they're gonna, there's a tax assessed with it.
I see. Thank you.
And this because of, if I'm not mistaken, Larry, don't be afraid to correct me, this needs to be done very soon, according to law with the state, for us to decide whether we want to do this or not. Is that correct, Larry?
Well, partly, but we're home rule, so we have the authority. Like the mayor indicated, the state gave approval to certain counties, some non-home rule units, City of Chicago. But this is since you're home rule, you have this prerogative to do it. And I know other villages have taken a look at revenue with respect to whether it be fuel tax, sales tax, amusement tax. So I think every village at this present time, because of the budget, are looking at different angles, and this is I shouldn't say angle, it's probably an inappropriate word, different sources of revenue. And they want to keep it uniform, but a lot of villages are taking the same. I think Chicago was allowed to increase it, top of my head, 7 cents a gallon. So it's something that a lot of villages are trying to address. And with this too, you're not limited, it's a sales tax, so you're not limited to like road improvements. This can go in the corporate fund. So the board has the right, the next proceeding, when we do the budget, you can anticipate more money coming in the corporate budget. Like tonight, we couldn't use the other money under motor fuel because the state governs that. This is something every village as home rule has right to govern.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
But this is a source of income that can help with the road repairs that we keep missing out on finding the funding for. Correct?
Absolutely, Scott. We should be putting, according to the long-range plan, $1.3 million in our roads every year. Last year, we put in about $30,000 for some large patching maybe, and that was about it. In other words, our roads are hurting bad, and this income would go directly to roads.
Could be.
So, is there any other discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
No.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
No.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
No.
Mayor Pop?
Oh, thank you, guys. Yes.
1924.
That's all I have, John.
Thank you, Larry. We'll move on to old business. Do we have any old business we need to discuss? New business. We have a rebuild letter RE 25852 Chestnut. David?
Yes, Mayor, the couple that was up before, we'll ask them to come up in just one moment here. And the request is a rebuild letter. Currently, the property, which is located at 25852 Chestnut Road, is what's considered a legal non-conforming. It is a residential unit in a commercial district. And under the zoning code, should the property be destroyed greater than 50%, you're not allowed to rebuild that. And in an effort to sell the property, the mortgage companies obviously want to protect their interest and are requesting that the owners find a way to have this rebuilt or allow a letter to be rebuilt. And hence, what has happened is they submitted this request, and that's how it got on the agenda. The authority for that rebuild can only come from this body. The zoning code does not allow an administrative decision or anything like that to take place. So if you care to step forward and enlighten any other matters regarding this, you're welcome to do so.
The property is part of my mother's estate, and we're trying to get everything all settled so that we could close her estate. And we're hoping that you would grant
The property's been owned by the same family since.
I'm sorry, dear.
The property itself has been owned by the same family since it was built back in 1921. And it's finally being sold out of the property, out of the family. And this is the second time that we've had it under contract. But the first time that we've had a major issue with just getting the mortgage money because of the zoning.
right.
And, we knew it was commercial. It's always been. But there are more than several homes in our community here that are under the same, will fall under the same problem when they try to sell. So it'd be nice to be able to keep some of the older homes in town as opposed to should something happen to
Can I
it.
say something?
One thing I'd like to say to you is that this would go through our building department for inspections, you'd have to meet all the codes of today.
Right.
Oh, of
you know,
course.
So, and that can.
Yes, the village, I'm sure, will go through before the final sale.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'd like to help you
Yeah.
as much as we can if the trustees decide to do this, but I'm just making you aware that you're very happy to hear we just upgraded the codes.
Right.
They were way far behind, and we brought them up, I think, to the year 2016, 16 or 17, so.
Hopefully
Just
it
making you
was
aware of
mass
that.
inspection.
Any other trustees have any questions for?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Yep, if I might, just to put things in perspective, Chestnut, as you know, we will be embarking on a comprehensive plan review, hopefully in the near future, and subsequent to that is a zoning review. But in all actuality, the likelihood of Chestnut Street remaining a commercial district is far less than it is likely to happen. So, just wanted to share that information.
So your hope is to rebuild it as residential then, correct? Bring it up to code 2 residential.
It is a resident.
It is residential.
It's
No.
always, it was originally
Just has the
built
wrong
Yeah.
designation.
Yeah,
What she's asking is it going to remain residential?
Yeah.
And you're saying yes. Good.
yeah, the person that's purchasing it.
Any other questions?
Are you asking for a motion to grant this request?
Yes. Yes, we are.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
I don't see any other new business. So I'll go open to the public, non-agenda items, please. Please come up to the microphone, and you have 3 minutes or more to talk. Anyone? And I see, okay, very good.
Hello, my name is Lee Boswell. I live at 5157 Park Lane. I'm here on behalf of the Monee Chamber Conference to talk about the Monee night at the baseball game. It's next Saturday night, and we're doing real good on sales. We still have tickets left. And I've talked to the general manager, and he's threw a couple more items in there to make, if you know people that are going to come and bring kids and that stuff. The gates open at 5:05. And the game starts promptly at 6:05. And it's $10 per seats, and the kids can roam. It's kid-friendly throughout the whole ballpark. They just don't have to sit in the seats. They got stuff for the kids out in the outfield and everything. And it's what's really nice. It's free parking, and if you're handicapped in that, there's parking right across from the first front gate. And then the regular parking's down about a half block away. There's plenty of parking for everybody. And the police will assist you over there too, because they're real good about getting people in and out. It's going to be a big night there. Because besides us having our big night there, it's Park District night too. So what they're going to do, they're going to have a big fireworks display at the end of the game. Bigger than 4th of July, they said.
I got my 6 tickets.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pop. So I'm just saying that I'm going to try to get somebody out at Kids Day. We're kind of thin at the board and that stuff on top to get people, because everybody's doing stuff in that. But it'd be nice to go out there. And if something happens, you can't go, and you bought a ticket, you can use that ticket for any game, any Slammers game the rest of the year. He told me about it. And besides that, if you get there like at 5:05, there'll be people at the beginning. When you walk in, you get to the top, there'll be kids asking, hey, would you like to participating in between innings stuff? Because they have a lot of stuff. It's really kid-friendly through the whole ballpark. And it's a good time. And it's our 10th year doing this. And it getting bigger and bigger and everyone. And it's nice to see a lot of the board comes and supports this thing, because it is Monee night. And so that's what I want to do, and thank you for the time.
Thank you, Lee. Anyone else for open to the public?
It's okay. So tonight I'm speaking as a resident, Heidi Gonzalez, 25634 South Daffodil Lane. Mr. Mayor and members of the board, you have a letter in front of you that was submitted today for Dave Wallace, asking your permission as we have rented the Monee Parks building next Saturday, the 20th, for my twins' graduation party, that we will be having a family-friendly graduation party for them, but we're asking for permission or a special use that we're able to serve beer and wine for the adults there. And we do have whole use of the building and everything, so yes, it will be behind closed doors, and there will be more adults than children present, so we anticipate no problems. And for your perusal and approval, please. Questions?
Heidi, I just want the public to know that we've allowed this for other things too, okay? When it's controlled the right way in the eyes of the board, okay? Alcohol on park property is pretty serious situation, so. Anyone have any other comments? I need a motion.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
No second.
Okay, Michael? No other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Abstain.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Razik.
Yeah.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Blue.
Yes.
Anyone else for open to the public?
Elizabeth Rakes, 6014 West Ford Court, Monee, Illinois. And I'm sure everyone knows why I'm here. At 2:45 in the afternoon, broad daylight, murder on my street. I don't know if the girl died, but the guy definitely died. Dave, I'm asking for you to cut the check for the other camera by Friday. Please give it to the chief so we have at least 2 cameras coming. I don't want to wait 30 more days after that one's up and running. I've had probably 40 phone calls since that incident. I had just left the mailbox with my 8-year-old grandchild. It's broad daylight. Broad daylight. You got 2 police officers out there, and more came, and I can bet you the only reason there was more is because they were shift change. Heidi, I have a question for you. Were we not allowed 2 officers in the 2018 budget? Then how come we didn't get them? Isn't that your job to take care of the police department? Did you follow up?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay, so where are they?
We are in the hiring process. 2 jobs have been offered, and we have approval for a third. The time, they're lateral hires, so at least 30 days it'll take to get there, and we have a new hire that'll be another year before he or she is able to be on patrol.
Are these young, inexperienced officers?
2 lateral hires have 8 and 10 years experience.
And that's for the 2018 budget.
2019,
I'm talking about 2018. We were promised 2 police officers, and the budget was approved for 2 police officers in 2018. You got 2 cops running the shifts, and you've had 4 shootings in the last 18 months. I don't call that doing your job. I don't see any more cops, Heidi. That's all I'm saying. I don't see any more cops. And since you take care of the police department, you should follow up. They approved it. So we lost 2 police officers. We've hired 2 that we lost. We haven't got any more. We have 0 gain as far as police officers. We pay our taxes. We expect to be protected.
you're absolutely.
You damn right I am. Dave, will you write the check? You said you had it sitting in reserve, so now I want to see it. Will you write the check, please?
That is not up to me.
Who is it up
It's
to?
up to the authority of this board.
Does anybody object here? Or are you going to wait till someone dies? Someone else dies, an innocent resident of Monee, not people from Chicago. So, can someone answer me, please?
Liz, we have to follow proper protocol, but definitely we will be talking about this, definitely.
Okay, Michael, in all due respect, I know you're new here. I've been through this already.
Nope.
We've been doing this for a year, for a lousy $20,000. You're buying $1 million worth of property that God only knows what the hell you're going to do with it. You're buying dump trucks, water towers, $20,000. Are you kidding? I spend that much on coffee a year. Do your job, please. I'll follow up. Chief, please let me know when you receive the check.
Anyone else for open to the public? If not, there is no executive session. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Razik.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Blue. Trustee Gonzalez.
We are adjourned.